exciting play-by-play of the Cassville Wildcats and Lady Wildcats season right here on your Sports Authority for Southwest. Cassville Wildcat Basketball is brought to you by the following sponsors: Berry Advertiser, Berry Electric Cooperative, Cassville Democrat, Country Dodge, Bank, Fast Trip, First State Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Mays Automotive Group, Chad Arnold, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, Office of J. Michael Reen, Battery Outfit, Security Bank, Cox Health Center, Kim's Collision Center, Race Brothers Farm Supply, and our Sportscaster Club members. Remember to stop by and thank your local Cassville every chance you get, and keep it tuned to the Talent Network for every exciting play all season long.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cassville High School. Sammy Clapper along with you here tonight on the Talent Sports Network. Todd Speakman running the camera for us on CassvilleWebTV.com. The Cassville Lady Wildcats hosting the Aurora Lady Hound Dogs here this evening. Big 8 Conference basketball, and we're glad to be with you here on the Talent Network. A little bit earlier start time tonight because Aurora, due to injuries, a lot of their players have to be shuffled around from JV to varsity, so they only played 2 quarters of JV here tonight. And we are just a few moments away from tonight's varsity contest. So, again, only a half of the JV game played. And now we're going to move on to the varsity contest tonight between Cassville and Aurora. So a little earlier start time than normal, but it's all due to the fact that injuries have depleted some of the numbers of the Aurora Lady Hounds, and only 2 quarters of that JV game was played. The Aurora Lady Hounds did win the JV game over Cassville 18-8. After 2 quarters of play. Now it's on to the varsity contest, and the Lady Hounds, coached by Jim Moore, his second year as head coach at Aurora, come in with a record of 13-6, and they are 5-1 in the Big 8 Conference. Last year, the Lady Hounds won 16 games and went 5-3 in the Big 8, but they have suffered an injury to their varsity roster that is quite significant. Their leading scorer and first-team All-Stater, Emily Parker, sustained a knee injury in the Seneca tournament, and she will miss the rest of the season. So the Lady Hounds a little bit depleted with the loss of Emily Parker, but even without Emily, they have still won a few games here as of late. They had their 4-game winning streak snapped in the championship of the Seneca tournament by East Newton, came out of the tournament with a win over Mount Vernon, and then lost their last outing last Thursday to Carl Junction. Carl Junction currently ranked number 4 in the state in Class 4 girls. The Lady Hounds are currently ranked number 7 in the state in Class 4, and again, the Lady Hounds 13-6 on the season. Cassville Lady Wildcats, coached by Chris Shore in his 19th year as head coach here at Cassville. The Lady Wildcats 12-10, but only 1-4 in the Big 8 Conference. The Lady Wildcats on a bit of a losing skid. They won 2 of 3 in the Galena tournament, but since then they have lost to Clever, Carl Junction, and East Newton, and the Lady Wildcats looking to turn things around here tonight. Regular season starting to wind down, both for Aurora and Cassville, as only 3 games remain for the Lady Wildcats, including tonight, and only 4 games remain for Aurora, including tonight's game, before district tournament play begins the first week of March. We'll be back with the starting lineups after this word from our sponsors. You're listening to Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talent Network.
When you have things to buy or trade, look no further than the Very Advertiser and reach over 13 homes and businesses with your ad. Easy, and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is on Monday, and your classified deadline is noon each Tuesday. You can place your ad online at caonline.com, shopping at 904 West Street, or call 417-877-4475. Perry County Advertiser, covering the county to serve customers' advertising needs for nearly half a century.
Want our homes to stay warm in the winter and cool, but we don't like high utilities. Reducing the amount of air leaks that are at the home is a cost-effective way to lower your utility bills. Start by finding the leak. Proper material and techniques. Visit the site BerryElectric.com for energy tips for your home. This message is brought to you by the Berry Electric Cooperative, striving to meet the needs and improve the quality of life of members.
This live broadcast of high school sports, Talent Sports Network, is brought to you in part by these Master Club members. Berry County Health Department. Flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, contact the Cassville office, 417-847-2114, or the Monette office, 7354-8402 for more information. Freedom Bank of Southern with locations in Cassville, Sligman, Willow, Hot, and Golden to serve you. Visit online at freedombk.com. FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. And Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette. Great food and making a difference.
For over a century, the Cassville Democrat has been providing complete, factual news coverage of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of their community by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively letter editor, complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of Cassville Democrat believes the people of Berry County need and deserve to know what's happening in their community. Cassville Democrat, call 417-726-10 to subscribe.
Hey, country guys and gals, happy to tell you all about the old Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Texas, Missouri. All new owners, man, and a way of doing business. We country simple, and just like I tell the young, do the right thing every day and every time. The all-new Country Dodge has the car trucks everybody wants. Used cars start at just $2,900 and up to $12,000 off of Ram trucks. And boy, howdy, we know trucks. We know trucks better than full parts telling fish stories. We're having fun now. Hitch up your wagon and get to the all-new Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram at Highway 37 and 76 in the or always open online, GoCountryDodge.com. Let's be happy. Hi from Pappy at the all-new Country Dodge. This is your country.
Back at Cassville, just about ready to get tonight's varsity contest underway between the Aurora Lady Hounds and the Cassville Lady Wildcats. Starting for Coach Jim Moore and Aurora, the Lady Hounds 13-6, 5-1 in the conference. They will start Larissa Pyle-Moore. She is a 5'7" junior, a returning second-team all-conference performer from a year ago, and also a returning starter. Morgan Montgomery, a 5'5" junior, will be starting for the Lady Hounds. She'll be joined by Hayden Fisher, a 5'11" senior, Ashley Vaught, a 5'1" freshman, and Cheyenne Utzler, a 5'9" sophomore. For Coach Chris Shore and the Lady Wildcats, they are 12-10, 1-4 in the Big 8. They will start Devin Callahan. She averages 11 points a game. She's a 5'6" junior. Also starting Macy Parsons, a 5'9" junior, returning starter for the Lady Wildcats. Hallie Long, a 5'8" sophomore. She averages 6 points a game. Mackenzie DeRosset, a 5'7" senior. And rounding out the starting lineup, Maddie Stokes, a returning starter and an honorable mention all-conference performer from last season. Maddie Stokes, a 6'3" sophomore. She averages 11 points and 8 rebounds a game. The Lady Wildcats in the home white uniforms trimmed in black and gold. The Lady Hounds in the road black uniforms trimmed in red and white. And it will be Fisher against Stokes for the opening tip. 5'11" against 6'3", and Maddie Stokes easily controls the opening tip-off. And the Lady Wildcats with the first possession of the night. Ball bounces out on the right wing into the hands of DeRosset. Down in the corner, the pass goes to Macy Parsons. Entry low post to Stokes, back on the perimeter. Devin Callahan into the free throw line. Kicks it out on the wing. Parsons down low to Stokes. Back out front. 15-footer by Callahan off the front iron. Long rebound. Fought for out near the midcourt circle. And Devin Callahan keeps it alive for the Lady Wildcats. Down low to Maddie Stokes. Left elbow into the hands of Parsons. Pull-up jumper from 10. Bounces around. Comes off no good. And the rebound down to Cheyenne Utzler and the Lady Hounds. Quickly into the front court. Aurora pushing the ball right down the middle of the floor. Larissa Pyle-Moore misses the layup, and the Lady Wildcats control the defensive glass. No score as of yet. 45 seconds into the opening quarter. Hallie Long with the basketball out on the right wing to Callahan. Into the corner to Parsons. Parsons looks low for Stokes. She's covered up. Lady Hounds come out in the man-to-man defense. The pass goes high over the head of Stokes and out of play. And that is turnover number 1 against the Lady Wildcats. 60 seconds gone here in quarter number 1. 0-0 our score. Lady Hounds work the ball down low into the right-hand corner to Montgomery. Now into the corner to Pyle-Moore. Back out front. They give it to Ashley Vaught, and they reset. Off in the right wing to Montgomery. Skip pass goes over to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Three-pointer on the way. Comes off the front iron, and the rebound down to Stokes. Maddie Stokes gets the third rebound of the night for the Lady Wildcats. Nice transition game. They fire it ahead to DeRosset, who tries to get it low post to Parsons, and the ball deflected out of play, and the Lady Wildcats will keep possession. Cassville basketball. The Lady Wildcats inbound underneath their own goal. DeRosset gets the ball in play, and it's stolen by Montgomery, and then Montgomery racing down the floor got ahead of herself and trips and falls. No one around her when she fell to the hardwood, and the Lady Wildcats pick up the loose basketball. Pull-up jumper by Macy Parsons, and we have our first points of the night. Parsons gets Cassville on the board, 2-0 Cassville with 6:19 left to go in the first period. Vaught brings the ball across the top of the key, gives it to Larissa Pyle-Moore, down in the corner now to Morgan Montgomery. Montgomery harassed by DeRosset. Feeds it up high to Hayden Fisher, off to Moore, and the jump shot up and in. Larissa Pyle-Moore knocks down a three from the top of the key, and the Lady Hounds take their first lead of the night, 3-2, and now a half-court trap by the Lady Hounds. Cassville able to break out of it with the pass. They go off to Callahan on the right wing. Now to Hallie Long down the right side of the paint. Layup up, no good. Or actually, it went in, but it will not count because she was fouled on the drive, and the foul on the floor will take away the bucket. First whistle of the night against either team, and it goes against Ashley Vaught. Her first personal, first team foul against the Lady Hounds. And the Lady Wildcats again to inbound from the baseline. Mackenzie DeRosset to work it back in play. Tries to force one in the lane to Callahan. A steal by Vaught. And then a reach in and a foul called against the Lady Wildcats. And it goes against Devin Callahan. She picks up her first personal. And that'll even up the team fouls at one apiece. 3-2 Lady Hounds with 5:42 left to go in the first quarter. Big 8 Conference basketball here tonight from Cassville. Ashley Vaught to Pyle-Moore into the corner to Utzler. Back up top, trying to get it to Vaught. The ball deflected, goes into the hands of Larissa Pyle-Moore. Her 22-footer no good, but the rebound chased down by Ashley Vaught. Back in the lane, jump shot up in traffic by Montgomery. Bounces off the back of the rim, and the rebound controlled by Maddie Stokes. Outlet pass goes to Callahan, racing down the far sideline. Callahan goes right by the defense and draws the foul underneath. And Devin Callahan will be going to the free throw line for 2 shots. Foul called against Morgan Montgomery, her first personal, second team foul against the Lady Hounds. Callahan will try to tie. If she can make them both, give the Lady Wildcats the lead. First free throws of the night attempted by either team. Callahan, first free throw up and in. Devin Callahan averages 11 points a game, knocks down the first free throw, ties the game at 3. 5'6" junior back at the stripe. And the next one on the way is good. Lady Wildcats back in front, 4-3 with 5:10 left to go in the first quarter. Cassville scored the first 2 points of the night. Lady Hounds took the lead on a three-pointer, but now a couple of free throws by Devin Callahan. And Cassville back in front on the scoreboard. 3 minutes gone here in the opening quarter of play. Bounce pass at the high post to Utzler, out on the right wing to Ashley Vaught. Baseline right to Montgomery. Montgomery skip pass up top to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Backs out near the three-point line. Now goes to Montgomery on the right wing. Back to Pyle-Moore. Three-pointer comes up short. Trying to save it from going out of play, and she does, is Hayden Fisher. But the Lady Wildcats pick up the basketball. Good hustle by Fisher, but Cassville with the rebound. At the other end, pull-up 15-footer. Off the mark by Hallie Long. And Cheyenne Utzler with the rebound for the Lady for the Lady Hounds. Larissa Pyle-Moore misses a runner in the lane. Maddie Stokes clears it away. Outlet pass goes to Hallie Long. Quickly ahead to Callahan. Now to DeRosset. Back in the lane to Maddie Stokes. Can't find the handle, and the Lady Hounds steal it away. 3 turnovers against Cassville here in the early going. Lady Wildcats still lead, though, 4-3 with 4 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1. Ashley Vaught, right wing to Montgomery. Backdoor pass goes to Fisher. In the lane, trying to go to Cheyenne Utzler. The shot blocked by Stokes, but the Lady Hounds gather up the loose basketball. Montgomery on the right wing. Bounce pass into Utzler again. Goes to Fisher. Into the corner to Pyle-Moore. Larissa Pyle-Moore. 3-ball up and in. Her second tray of the night. She's got 6 points, and the Lady Hounds back up by 2. 6-4 Aurora with 3:34 left to go in the opening period. Near steal out near the midcourt stripe. Hallie Long gathers it in for the Lady Wildcats. Goes to Mackenzie DeRosset. And the Lady Wildcats reset. Lady Hounds stay in the half-court man-to-man. DeRosset out on the right wing to Hallie Long. Long puts the ball on the floor, takes it to the rim, and draws a foul. Foul against Ashley Vaught I believe, and if it is, that's her second. It is. Vaught picks up her second personal, third team foul against the Lady Hounds. Substitutes coming in for both teams as Ashlyn Howe, a 5'6 sophomore, Candace Wallace, a 5'8 junior, check in for the Lady Wildcats. Kaylee Huffman, a 5'6 sophomore, coming in for the Lady Hounds. Inbound pass goes to Wallace at the free throw line. Wallace has the ball knocked free, picks it back up. Jump shot now by Parsons. Left free throw line extended, too strong. And Usler with the rebound. Hands it ahead, and Huffman takes it the other end. Layup up and in. Kaylee Huffman gets her first 2 points of the ball game after just checking in a few moments ago. Katie Juracek, a 5'6 senior, also into the game for the Lady Hounds. Callahan off on the right baseline. Macy Parsons from 12 comes up short. Rebound to Usler. Outlet pass goes to Larissa Pyle-Moore. The Lady Hounds wanting to run. And the ball poked away from behind and goes out of play. Last touch by Cassville. 2:43 left to go here in the opening quarter. Lady Hounds lead at 8-4. And they will inbound from underneath their own basket. Into the corner to Cheyenne Usler. Out along the perimeter to Huffman. Top of the key to Juracek. Juracek drives into the free throw line. Bounces back door to Usler. The ball's knocked free. Picked up by Vaught. Goes back to Usler, and the layup up and in. Good job by Ashley Vaught finding the open Cheyenne Usler on the right block. And the Lady Hounds lead at 10-4. Pass goes back door to Candace Wallace. She's cut off along the baseline. Finds Devin Callahan up top. And then the ball knocked out of bounds as Callahan tries to drive the lane. Last touch by the Lady Hounds, so Cassville again to inbound from the baseline. Hallie Long to trigger it back inbounds for the Lady Wildcats. They trail by 6 with a little over 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Bounce pass comes in play to Callahan. Up top to Wallace. Thought about the three. Now the ball goes off of her foot, or was it the defender's foot? Either way, she picks it up before it crosses the midcourt stripe, and then Coach Shore has to use a timeout as Candace Wallace was down on one knee and no one around. So he uses a 30-second timeout to avoid the turnover, stopping the clock with 2:10 left to go here in quarter number 1. The Lady Hounds lead it 10-4. It's been a 7-0 run for the Lady Hounds here to open up a 6-point lead. Cassville struck first, made it 2-0 Lady Wildcats. A three-pointer by Larissa Pyle-Moore put the Lady Hounds up by 1. A couple of free throws by Callahan forged Cassville back in front. But then 7 straight points by the Lady Hounds, including another 3 from Larissa Pyle-Moore. And it's a 10-4 advantage for the Lady Hound Dogs. Lady Hounds 13 wins, Lady Wildcats 12 wins coming into tonight's ball game. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Lady Wildcat basketball. Hallie Long to inbound from the midcourt stripe, takes it back court to Devin Callahan. Callahan across the midcourt stripe, picked up quickly by Larissa Pyle-Moore. Bounce pass, left free throw line extended to Ashlyn Howe. Off on the right wing to Macy Parsons. Back in front, nice ball movement. Shot up and in by Hallie Long. Good job by Long coming around on the weave, and the pass from Parsons, and the layup good. So that ends at 7 unanswered by the Lady Hounds. It pulls Cassville back to within 4. Pull-up jumper by Larissa Pyle-Moore at the free throw line. Misses. Rebound by Vaught. Follow shot no good, and the Lady Wildcats finally gather in the defensive glass. We're down to 90 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. Wallace with the ball, right side of the key, puts it on the floor, penetrates into the lane, 14-footer up and in. Candace Wallace with her first 2 points of the night, and the Lady Wildcats are back to within a bucket. 10-8, Lady Hounds on top as we close in on 60 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter. Larissa Pyle-Moore tries another three, and nothing but the bottom of the net. 3 threes for Larissa Pyle-Moore here in the first quarter. She leads all scorers with 9, and the Lady Hounds lead it 13-8. Pressure in the backcourt, near steal as the ball deflected up against the scores table by Katie Juracek. We've seen a little half-court trap from the Lady Hounds, and now a little backcourt pressure from Aurora. Trying to force the action here in the final minute of quarter number 1. Lady Hounds have got it down to a 2-point game, but the three-pointer by Pyle-Moore has put Aurora back up by 5. Candace Wallace open from 15. Left wing, misses, and the rebound down to the Lady Hounds. Here comes Larissa Pyle-Moore flying down the middle of the floor, pulls up for the 10-footer, leaves it off the front iron. The rebound controlled by Macy Parsons. Alley goes to Callahan. We're down to 35 seconds left here in the first. Devin Callahan stops at the top of the key, picked up by Larissa Pyle-Moore. Right wing now to Parsons. Parsons has the ball knocked loose by Huffman and now stolen. And that is turnover number 4 against the Lady Wildcats. Out on the right wing to Megan Pratt, 5'6" senior, checking in for the Lady Hounds, that last dead ball. Gives it off to Kaylee Huffman. Huffman tries a 3 from the left wing and hits. 4 3-pointers for the Lady Hounds here in the first quarter. Huffman gets points number 3, 4, and 5, and they lead at 16-8. Final seconds of the first quarter, and a missed layup, a wide-open shot at getting 2 points for the Lady Wildcats, but Macy Parsons couldn't get the layup to roll in. And the first 8 minutes are complete. As we head to the second quarter, it's the Aurora Lady Hounds 16, Cassville Lady Wildcats 8. Back in 60 seconds with quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Basketball here on the Talon Network.
Freedom, stability, service, and experience. Meet every aspect of your banking needs. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. From mortgage to home improvement loans, from auto loans to cultural loans, Freedom Bank is committed. Focused to serve you and the communities in which it's located. Freedom Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal house.
Hurry, you don't have to sacrifice service or prices. You'll find it all at Fast Trip in Cass. Fast Trip has a great selection of fuel, grocery items, snacks, hash beans, hand cream in a variety of flavors, and honey yogurt. Also, check out the new items on one of the largest and freshest delis in the area. Don't sacrifice friendly service and great for convenience. Get them all at Fast Trip, 4 South Main in Cassville.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Cassville. Todd Speakman running the camera for us on CassvilleWebTV.com. Lady Wildcats and the Lady Hounds. Aurora leads at 16-8 as we get set to start the second quarter. After Cassville held a 4-3 lead, the Lady Hounds went on a 7-0 run, and they have not trailed since. Cassville got it down to a 2-point ball game at 10-8, but then 6 unanswered to close out the first quarter, and the Lady Hounds have doubled up Cassville through 8 minutes of play. Lady Hounds with possession of the basketball to start the second quarter. Larissa Pyle-Moore, she's got the hot hand. She's already got 3 threes, but that 3-ball attempt came up short. Rebound down to Aurora, though. Pratt's follow shot from the right wing, can't buy it, but there is Larissa Pyle-Moore, another opportunity, and the Lady Hounds come up empty again. They had 2 cracks at it off the offensive glass, but couldn't get the shot to fall, and the Lady Wildcats finally clear it away. At the other end, DeRosset bounces into the corner to Ashlyn Howe. That is Lindsey Halterman, a 5'4" senior checking in. Saw the 20, but didn't see it was 24 and not 20 for the Lady Wildcats. A missed jump shot in the lane, and the Lady Hounds clear away the glass. Into the front court. Quickly, Juracek out on the right wing to Megan Pratt. Back out front to Morgan Montgomery. Into the lane, trying to get it down low, and the pass stolen away by Candace Wallace. Turnover number 3 against Aurora. A little over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Neither team has scored as of yet. DeRosset with the ball out on the right wing. Into the corner to Wallace. Lob down low to Maddie Stokes. Shot bounced around, rolled all the way around the iron, and came off the rim. And the rebound down to the Lady Hounds. Here goes Morgan Montgomery all the way to the rim, and she draws the foul. Tough shooting look for Maddie Stokes. That shot hit about every part of the rim, but did not find the net. And Lindsey Halterman picks up her first personal. And that'll be the second team foul against the Lady Wildcats. First free throws attempted here tonight by Aurora. And the first one by Montgomery rims in and out, no good. Morgan Montgomery still looking for her first points of the night. Fouls in the act of shooting, so she'll get another chance. Free throw up and in. Montgomery with her first point of the ball game. And the Lady Hounds lead at 17-8. 6.5 left to go in the first half. DeRosset with the basketball for the Lady Wildcats. Gives it to Halterman in front of the Lady Hound bench. Across the top of the key to Ashlyn Howe. Pass goes inside to Maddie Stokes, and the Lady Hounds knock it free. Coming out of the pack with it is DeRosset, and the shot up is good, but it will not count. As Katie Juracek is called for an offensive foul. Coach Moore is not happy, saying the Cassville defender slid underneath his ball player, but the official said nope. Juracek called for the charge, so the bucket no good. And the Lady Wildcats will take over possession of the basketball. They trail by 9 with 6:14 left to go before halftime. Backcourt pressure applied by the Lady Hounds. Mackenzie DeRosset beats the pressure with the dribble, brings it across the midcourt stripe, out on the left wing to Callahan. Callahan puts it on the floor, takes it into the paint, pull-up 10-footer, bounces off the iron, and the rebound down to the Lady Hounds. Again, a tough night shooting for the Lady Wildcats. They're getting some good shots, but they will not go. And at the other end, weaving through traffic is Larissa Pyle-Moore, and her layup is up and in. That becomes the first field goal she's made inside the three-point arc. She leads all scorers with 11, and Coach Shore calls a timeout. 5:45 left to go in the first half. Lady Hounds lead it 19-8, and we will take a break. You're listening to Big 8 Basketball here on the Talon Network.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talon Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Community National Bank, your town community bank, with 2 locations to serve Highway 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and Brinker in Aurora. Member FDIC. The Bayou Restaurant. When your belly is raging something Cajun, head over to the Bayou on Highway in Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Services. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest area since 1983, helping them improve their long-term financial success. 417-235-7900 or online at bellandassociates.net. And your State Farm insurance agent, Vernon, is Phil Davidson. For life, health, call Phil Davidson, State Farm Insurance, Mount Vernon at 466-7651.
Coming out of the timeout, the Lady Wildcats trail the Lady Hounds 19-8. 5:45 left to go here before halftime. It'll be Lady Wildcat basketball. And again, Aurora applying some backcourt pressure. In fact, they're going full court man-to-man, all 10 players in the Cassville backcourt right now. Lady Wildcats get the ball in play, and now they've got numbers, but hustling back on the defensive side is the Lady Hounds. Ashlyn Howe has to slow things down. Right wing to Devin Callahan, lob down to Maddie Stokes. She is drawing a double team, back out on the perimeter, and Wallace knocks down a three. Candace Wallace drains the three-pointer from the right side. She has 5 points, and that ends that 7-0 run for the Lady Hounds here in the second quarter. 19-11. Aurora with the advantage, and a jump shot from the right baseline, up and in by Katie Juracek. Juracek getting her first 2 points of the night, and the Lady Hounds up by 10. 21-11 with 5 minutes left to go in the half. Pressure in the backcourt once again by the Lady Hounds. Juracek goes to Hallie Long, and now to Devin Callahan. Callahan brings the dribble across the wing and now gets it back from Wallace. Misses from three-point range, and the rebound taken down by Megan Pratt. Lady Hounds starting to control the glass at both ends of the floor. Juracek lobs one in the lane, goes to Fisher, and Fisher called for a travel. Hayden Fisher trying to get away from the defense, took an extra step, and that's turnover number 4 against the Lady Hounds. Morgan Montgomery checks back in for Aurora. She'll replace Pratt. And Cheyenne Usler comes into the game to replace Katie Juracek. Lady Wildcat basketball, and this time they go for the home run pass, throwing over the top of the Lady Hound defense, and the ball deflects off the hand of Devin Callahan and out of play. So Callahan got open, but an incomplete pass, and then it goes up into the Aurora bench. Turnover number 5 against the Lady Wildcats, and the Lady Hounds get it back with a 10-point lead. Montgomery penetrates into the free throw line, cut off there. The matchup zone defense of the Lady Wildcats stop her from penetrating the lane. Kaylee Huffman out on the right side, goes to Larissa Pyle-Moore. She'll put it up against defense, and the shot in traffic, no good. Then a rebound by Huffman, and the ball goes off of one of the Cassville defenders' feet and out of play. It'll stay with the Lady Hounds. Closing in on the midway point of the second quarter, Morgan Montgomery backs the dribble out, assesses the Cassville defense. Lady Wildcats staying in the matchup zone. They kind of doing a little more pressure now against Larissa Pyle-Moore. She's got 11 points here in the first half, especially on the perimeter, not allowing her to get an open look at the three-point line. Lob down low to Utzler, knocked up against the baseline. Huffman keeps it alive, goes to Morgan Montgomery, and now she loses it off her foot, and that'll be turnover number 5 against Aurora. A lot of ball movement, and the Lady Hounds come up empty, so Cassville takes over. Again, full court man-to-man by Aurora. All 10 players once again in the backcourt. Hallie Long to get the ball in play, bounces it into Devin Callahan. Callahan up the near side. Stopped by Larissa Pyle-Moore. Goes back to Long. Long feeds it across into the front court. Now underneath to Maddie Stokes, and the shot off the glass is no good. A shot from point-blank range that would not fall, and the Lady Hounds with the basketball. Larissa Pyle-Moore out on the wing to Huffman. Back up top to Utzler. Now off on the left side of Montgomery. Montgomery finds Utzler at the free throw line. Left open. Put up the 15-footer and hits. Cheyenne Utzler, the 5'9 sophomore, now with 4 points, and the Lady Hounds lead it 23-11. Down to 3:10 left to go in the first half. Here come the Lady Wildcats. Racing down the far side is Ashlyn Howe. Gives it off to Long. Hallie Long has her dribble now stopped by Huffman. Passes over, goes to Candace Wallace. Wallace into the top of the key. Wallace with 5 points off the bench. Gives it up to Long. Now left wing to Devin Callahan. Baseline left to Wallace. Wallace guarded closely by Montgomery. Fires it up top to Hallie Long. Long bounced into Maddie Stokes. Turnaround shot up and in. Maddie Stokes finally getting a shot to fall. 6'3 sophomore getting her first 2 points of the game. And the Lady Wildcats back to within 10. Kaylee Huffman left wing. Launches one from 20. It's too strong off the back iron. And Stokes up high gets the defensive board. Double team on the far side. Lady Wildcats get the ball to the open Candace Wallace at the other end. Hallie Long's 10-footer. Rattles in and out. Stokes with an offensive rebound. Banks it up and in. Maddie Stokes using that 6'3 frame to take away the offensive board. And her layup makes it an 8-point advantage now for Aurora with 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. 23-15. Lady Hounds with possession and the lead. Out on the right wing to Montgomery. Trying to go back to Larissa Pyle-Moore. The ball goes off the foot of Moore and picked up by Callahan. 6 turnovers against the Lady Hounds. Long across the timeline. Finds Wallace. Three-pointer on the way. Hits off the front iron. Stokes with a rebound. Follow shot. Rolls around and no good. It went all the way around the rim and fell off the same side it started in on. So just after you thought Maddie Stokes was going to break that tough shooting look, another shot that would not go down for the 6'3 sophomore. And the Lady Hounds with the basketball. Backdoor to Utzler. Out on the wing to Montgomery. Open from 3 and hits. Morgan Montgomery, her first field goal tonight, comes from beyond the arc, and that is now 5 threes made by the Lady Hounds here in the first half, and they lead at 26-15. Down to 1:10 left to go here before halftime. Hallie Long weaves her way across the timeline. Gives it off to Callahan, and then reaching in is Fisher, and Fisher got Callahan on the arm. Hayden Fisher picks up her first personal. That'll be the 15th foul against the Lady Hounds. Substitution set to come in for both teams. Katie Juracek for the Lady Hounds. Mackenzie DeRosset and Macy Parsons for the Lady Wildcats. I'm just glad Juracek is not guarding DeRosset. That would get to be a tongue twister. DeRosset fouled by Juracek. Well, that would not be good, but they don't guard each other right now, so we'll hope that will continue to be the case. Lady Wildcats with the basketball, and a near steal by Montgomery. She went in awkwardly into the leg of Hallie Long, but appears to be all right. Helped to her feet by teammate Kaylee Huffman, and the Lady Wildcats turn it over. 6 turnovers now against Cassville. Montgomery will head to the sidelines. They'll check her out to make sure she's okay. And Megan Pratt comes back into the game for the Lady Hounds. Lindsey Halterman checks back in for Cassville. Under a minute to go before halftime. Lady Hounds lead at 26-15. Kaylee Huffman, right side of the circle, goes to Larissa Pyle-Moore, and she knocks down another one. Got a screen from Huffman, and she drains the 3. Her 4th 3 of the half, and she leads all scorers with 14. 29-15, the Lady Hounds with their largest lead of the night. Now a steal by Katie Juracek, and her layup is no good. She leaves it short, gets her own rebound, and puts it up and in. Well, she realized her layup was going to come up short. Must have just felt funny when it left her hand. She jumped right back underneath the rim, got the rebound and put it back up and through. 31-15. Lady Hounds on top, and we're down to 15 seconds left to go before the half. Candace Wallace, three-pointer out of the right-hand corner, no good. Backdoor rebound taken down by Mackenzie DeRosset. Gives it to the free throw line, shot no good by Halterman, and the Lady Hounds clear away the rebound. 5 seconds left to go before intermission. Larissa Pyle-Moore into the lane, trying to draw a foul, a block, and out of play by Parsons. And with that block, and the ball rolling out of bounds, the final seconds tick away, and we have reached halftime. As they head to the locker room, it's the Aurora Lady Hounds 31, Cassville Lady Wildcats 15. We will take a break and be back with the halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
It seems with Giant Faceless Holding taking control of most banking, it have a local bank that's truly the hometown bank of hometown people. With all the stability and strength of large holding companies, yet enough to understand your banking needs. The pot's always on at First State Bank. They want to know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, Cat, First State Bank, the hometown for hometown people. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dora Garcia. I'm at First State Bank of Purdy in Cassville. You should come by and get to know First State Bank.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop Hayes Automotive at Highways 39 and 64, Missouri. They've got what you're looking for and a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel you seek, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more comfort, see the Malibus or Impalas. They've got trucks, Silverados, Canyons, and Colorados. What about SUVs? You're covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, Verse, and Terrain. If luxury is what you're at, it has Buick and Cadillac. And if you want to ramp things up a bit, see the Camaros or Corvette. Mays Automotive in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 39 and 60, or visit them online at automotive.com.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we are for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 18 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump. We're for displaying Missouri plates, little prize. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an opportunity for you.
Hi, I'm Chad Young from Missouri Farm Bureau. If you're in Berry or Lawrence County, I've got you covered.
Legal issues concerning your family, understandably emotionally charged. Legal counsel concerning divorce, adoption, child custody and visitation, child support, name changes, property division, any issue relating to the family. Contact law offices of J. Michael Reen. Don't know what to do. They will go to work. Call them at 417-847-1339. That's 847-1339. The law office of J. Michael Reen. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Seems like everything we use is battery, and it seems just when you need them the most, darn things die. Now, you could run all over looking for batteries, or you could get them all in one place. Battery Outfitters has over 50,000 batteries in stock, including the ones you need. With one trip to Battery Outfitters, your boat, lawnmower, and cell phone up again. And rather than spend an hour staring at the thing trying to figure out how the battery goes in, you can let the experts at Battery Outfitters install it for you. Batteries for hearing aids, lawn equipment, shoot, even golf cart batteries, car batteries, boat batteries, motorcycle batteries, watch batteries, power tool batteries, vehicle batteries. They can even build a custom battery for you. You'll find your battery at Battery Outfitters, your ultimate battery resource. Phone 271-3801. Battery Outfitters, Highway 86, downtown Golden.
Security Bank of Southwest Missouri, locations in Cassville, Exeter, and is a true community bank, reinvesting in the community, helping businesses, families, and organizations grow and prosper. Any bank can checks and make loans. At Security, they take pride in offering great service to meet the community's needs, whether buying a car, home, or farm, expanding a business, paying emergency expenses. Security Bank is here to help. Your locally owned and dependent Security Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back at Cassville, we are at halftime. The Aurora Lady Hounds leading the Cassville Lady Wildcats here at the break, 31-15. Cassville had a 4-3 lead early on, but then a 7-0 run by the Lady Hounds, and they have never trailed since. They led 16-8 at the end of the first quarter, and they outscored Cassville 15-7 in the second quarter. They opened up the second quarter on another 7-0 run, and they lead at 31-15 here at halftime. Next game coming up for the Cassville Lady Wildcats will be this Thursday. They will be at home against Seneca, and that'll be the final home game of the regular season for the Lady Wildcats as they will close out the regular season next Monday at Monette against the Lady Cubs, and we'll have live coverage of that game here on 95.9 The Buzz. The Aurora Lady Hounds will be at Lamar on Friday as part of a boys-girls doubleheader. The Hounds and the Lady Hounds Friday at Lamar against the Tigers. And then the Lady Hounds will play their final home game of the year next Monday at home against Springfield Hillcrest. And then they will close out the regular season on Thursday the 25th at Webb City against the Lady Cardinals. Lady Hounds this year are going to district play over at Rogersville. The Cassville Lady Wildcats will be playing their district tournament over at Carthage coming up the first week of March. And, of course, district seeds will be coming up later this week to get ready for those district tournaments. Lady Hounds lead at 31-15 here at the break. We'll take another commercial timeout. Let you hear from our sponsors. Be back with the first half scoring numbers here on the Talon Network.
Everyone has a story. Nora was born at 26 days gestation.
Point where I was actually looking forward to. My dream was gone immediately.
Charles, we feel blessed to be part of stories.
Cocktail says my.
It was the best day of my life. This month's feature and learn about your for heart disease. I really think that he was having a heart attack. This and more at coxhealth.com.
You can trust Ken's Collision Center in 417-847-12. Hear what Stan Kelly, one of Ken's 7 customers, has to say.
Yeah, you can always on Ken as far as if you have for your vehicle, he'll give you an honest opinion what needs to be done and how it cost is going to be, and Ken fulfills his estimates and really does a quality job. Give you an upfront and honest estimate, and that's important. Ken's Center, where quality and integrity are our tools of the trade. 712 10 Castor.
Race Brothers Farm and Home Supply.
Hi, Roger here from Race. We're a big store with a lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, always something new to talk about. We have the largest truck toolboxes in southwest Missouri. Supplies, dog food, cat food, fishes, collars, leashes, and grooming and health products. And for the kids, we have great toys, fire wagons, and pedal tractors, or tools like Schlake, Fryer, Erdl. Come on out, Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage, and Monette. The way we do business. Tell a friend.
Race Brothers Farm and Home Supply.
We are at halftime. The Aurora Lady Hounds leading over the Cassville Lady Wildcats 31-15. Looking at the scoring from the first half. Aurora was led by Larissa Pyle-Moore, the 5'7 junior, hit 4 3-pointers and leads all scorers with 14 points here at the break. Kaylee Huffman also hit a 3. She's got 5 points. Katie Jurasic has 4 points. Morgan Montgomery knocked down a 3-pointer. She has 4 points. Cheyenne Usler rounding out the scoring for Lady Hounds. She also has 4 points. For the Cassville Lady Wildcats, they were led by Candace Wallace. 5'8 junior came off the bench, hit a 3-pointer, and leads the Lady Wildcats with 5. Maddie Stokes has 4 points. Hallie Long with 2. Macy Parsons with 2. And Devin Callahan with 2 points. The Lady Wildcats perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The Lady Hounds are 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. We didn't have many free throws there in the first 2 quarters. Cassville's turned it over 6 times. Aurora has also turned it over 6 times. And the Lady Hounds out rebounding the Lady Wildcats 18-11 here at the break. 31-15, Aurora leads over Cassville. We'll take a quick break and be back with the start of the second half right after this.
When you have things to sell or trade, look no further than the very advertiser and reach over 13,000 homes and businesses with your ad. It's easy and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 5 p.m. on Monday, and your ad deadline is noon each day. You can place your ad online at bcaonline.com. Stop in at 904 West Street in Cassville or call 417-847-4670. The Berry County Advertiser, employing Berry County to serve customers and needs for nearly half a century.
Well, the two teams have broken huddle, and we are just about ready to start the third quarter. The Lady Hounds will have possession of the basketball to start quarter number 3. Aurora leads at 31-15 over the Lady Wildcats. And it is Morgan Montgomery, Ashley Vaught, Cheyenne Usler, Hayden Fisher, and Larissa Pyle-Moore for the Lady Hounds. Same five that started the night for Aurora and Coach Jim Moore. For the Cassville Lady Wildcats, Maddie Stokes, Hallie Long, Devin Callahan, Macy Parsons, and Mackenzie DeRosset. Also the same starting five for Coach Shore that started the night to start the second half. Morgan Montgomery misses a three-pointer from the top of the key, and the rebound down to Cassville. Lady Hounds come up empty their first possession of the second half. And the Lady Wildcats will try to get into the lead. They bounce past low post to Maddie Stokes. Turnaround shot up and in. Stokes has had a rough night shooting, but that one banks in off the glass. And the Lady Wildcats strike first here in quarter number 3. Morgan Montgomery out on the right wing, goes to Larissa Pyle-Moore, into the right elbow, lobs down low to Hayden Fisher. Back up top to Montgomery, in the lane. Nice bounce pass to Usler. Misses off the backboard, and the rebound down to Stokes. Maddie Stokes quickly ahead to Hallie Long, to DeRosset, back up top to Callahan. Resets on the left wing. Devin Callahan passes behind Long as Long cut in. Callahan's pass went out. And that is turnover number 7. A little miscommunication there between Hallie Long and Devin Callahan. And the Lady Hounds will get it back, leading 31-17. Ashley Vaught between the rings, goes off on the right side to Montgomery. Larissa Pyle-Moore skip pass back to Vaught, now to Montgomery. Lady Wildcats sagging off the perimeter just a little bit, and now Vaught tries a three from the left wing. Rebound tipped up into the air, comes out of the paint, racing for it into the backcourt, and Morgan Montgomery wins that race. Lobs it back across to Usler. Now to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Foot on the line. No, she took an extra hop. And Coach Moore complaining a little bit there. But she scooped up the dribble and then took a little hop trying to reset her feet. I think she was really trying to get behind that three-point line, but she actually came down on the line. It would have been only a two-pointer if the shot would have been allowed. And Larissa Pyle-Moore steals it right back as she takes the dribble away from Callahan, and she lays it up. No good. Can't buy it. Rebound fought for. Jump ball tied up between Larissa Pyle-Moore and Macy Parsons. Possession arrow will favor the Lady Hounds. She needs to work on that old Larry Bird move where you just slide the foot behind the line and get those three-pointers all the time that way. He was a master at it. Jump shot from the right wing, no good by Montgomery. Lady Wildcats with the basketball. Good defensive rebound that time by Hallie Long. Lady Wildcats been the only team to score so far here in the second half, and we played nearly 2 minutes. They bounce past low post to Stokes. Turnaround jumper up and in, and she is fouled. Maddie Stokes now with 8 points, and she will go to the line for the and one. Foul called against Hayden Fisher. Or check that. That was Morgan Montgomery. Montgomery picking up her second personal. Stokes' free throw is up and in. So Maddie Stokes now with 9 points, and the Lady Wildcats perfect 3 of 3 from the line. First team foul against the Lady Hounds here in the second half. 2 minutes gone, and the Lady Wildcats have cut the Lady Hound lead down to 11. Larissa Pyle-Moore tries to change that, and she does quickly as she drains another 3. 5 3-pointers for Larissa Pyle-Moore, and she leads all scorers with 17 points. And that ends the 5-0 run for the Lady Wildcats to start the second half. Foul in the Cassville front court. And Ashlyn Howe set to check in for the Lady Wildcats. And Katie Jurasic set to come in for the Lady Hounds. Morgan Montgomery picks up her third and the second team foul against the Lady Hounds. 34-20, Aurora with the lead. 5:40 left to go here in the third quarter. And the Lady Wildcats with possession of the basketball. Inbound pass goes right-hand corner to Ashlyn Howe. Up along the three-point line to Hallie Long. Goes to Devin Callahan. Back to Long, and the ball knocked away by Fisher. And it goes off the leg of Hallie Long and out of play. Turnover number 9 now against the Lady Wildcats. Lady Hound basketball. Ashley Vaught into the free throw line. Bounces left block to Hayden Fisher. Up top to Jurasic. Now to Fisher. Lob across the lane. Goes to Vaught. Entry pass to Usler. Backs it in against Stokes. Shot partially blocked by Maddie Stokes. And the loose basketball picked up by Macy Parsons. Hallie Long now with the dribble is hit. And we have an injured player. Timeout on the floor as Ashlyn Howe twisted her ankle. She was down in traffic, and she is unable to put any weight on that right leg right now. Although she was well behind the play, it is the referee's discretion as to whether to stop play or not. And he did for Ashlyn Howe. And she will be helped to the bench by Coach Chris Shore. And Candace Wallace up off the bench to replace the injured Ashlyn Howe. Gets a round of applause from the fans as she makes her way to the Lady Wildcat bench. 5:10 left to go, third quarter. Aurora leads at 34-20, and it'll be Lady Wildcat basketball once we resume play. Morgan Montgomery, picking up that third personal just a few moments ago, becomes the first player for either team to pick up 3 personals, so nobody in serious foul trouble as of yet. 3 minutes gone here in the second half. Wallace on the left wing, toes the three-point line, guarded by Fisher. Lobs down low to Stokes. Stokes spins, shoots, and scores. Maddie Stokes now with 11. 7 of those 11 coming here in the second half. Hayden Fisher, left side of the key, goes to Ashley Vaught. Back to Pyle Moore. 3 ball, up and in. Boy, Larissa Pyle Moore, in the words of Dan Patrick, is en fuego. 20 points for Larissa Pyle Moore, 6 3-pointers knocked down by the 5'7" junior. Pressure in the backcourt, and the Lady Wildcats save it from going out of play, but it's nearly stolen by Jurasic. But Hallie Long runs it down for the Lady Wildcats, so they avoid the turnover. But now Jurasic getting down on the floor and got a little too aggressive with the defense and picks up the personal foul. Her second personal, and the third team foul against the Lady Hounds here in the second half. 37-22, Lady Hounds with the lead. Still not halfway through the third quarter. Lady Wildcats get the ball in play. Down into the corner to Hallie Long. Long looking for Stokes. Stokes now just being one-on-one, man-to-man down low. They try to help a little bit whenever a defender's in the area, but Cassville's spreading things out enough that they are getting Maddie Stokes matched up one-on-one with Cheyenne Utzler. And that means Stokes has about a 6 or 7 inch height advantage. And Cheyenne Utzler picks up a personal. She's trying to use her physical play to offset the height advantage of Stokes, and Utzler picks up her first. Inbound pass comes to Hallie Long. Right-hand corner up top to Callahan. Halfway through the third quarter, Lady Hounds lead it 37-22. Down low to Stokes again. This one rims out, and the rebound down to Fisher. Nope, Utzler has it as she gets it out on the wing to Jurasic. Off to Larissa Pyle Moore, now to Ashley Vaught left wing. Fisher, top of the key, turns down the jump shot, throws it over the head of Katie Jurasic, and the ball goes out of play to Cassville. Kaylee Huffman set to come back in, the next opportunity. Inbound pass comes in against pressure to Hallie Long, down the near side to Callahan. Callahan draws a double team, and now Katie Jurasic picks up a second personal in a matter of about 10 seconds, and that is now her third. So 2 players for the Lady Hounds with 3 personals. And Kaylee Huffman comes into the ballgame for Aurora. She'll replace Ashley Vaught. Lady Wildcat basketball, they trail 37-22 with 3.5 left to go here in the third quarter. Candace Wallace to get the ball back in play from the sideline. Right-hand corner to Hallie Long. Looking for Maddie Stokes. They double-team her. Well, that leaves Parsons open on the backside of the lane, but she misses the jump shot. Rebound down to Aurora. Kaylee Huffman bounces it up top to Fisher. Fisher passes low post to Utzler. Bank shot up and in. Cheyenne Utzler got wide open on the left block, and she has 6 points. Full court pressure by the Lady Hounds. Callahan feeds it ahead to Hallie Long. Into the front court, back to Callahan, down the right side of the lane, goes up against Utzler, misses it off the window, and Fisher with a rebound and a pushing foul call against the Lady Wildcats. And that one is against Hallie Long. Her first personal, first team foul against the Lady Wildcats here in the second half. Megan Pratt checks back into the Aurora lineup. She'll replace Katie Jurasic. Jurasic will set down. Aurora leads at 39-22 with 3 minutes left to go third quarter. This third quarter's kind of slowed down here all of a sudden after a rapid first 2 quarters of play tonight. A few more whistles as we've already had 6 fouls called here in the third quarter. Jump shot by the Lady Hounds, no good. Rebound down to Parsons. Macy Parsons, outlet pass goes to Callahan. Callahan weaves her way through traffic, goes to Hallie Long, right wing. Lob down low to Stokes, gets the one-on-one against Huesler and banks it up and in. Lady Wildcats taking advantage of that mismatch. Even though Huesler's the post player, she's given up a lot of size to Maddie Stokes. And Maddie Stokes starting to make the Lady Hounds pay, but Aurora still with a 15-point lead. Outside shooting for the Lady Hounds has proved big tonight for Aurora. And there's another one, three-pointer, top of the key, no good by Huffman. Long rebound down to Parsons. Lady Hounds have made 8 three-pointers tonight. Jump shot by Macy Parsons from the right side of the lane is good. Got the kind shooter's touch, and she has 4 points. 39-26, Lady Hounds rushing down the floor with the basketball. Hayden Fisher now off to Pratt on the left wing. Back out front to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Launches one from 21. This one comes off the front iron. Rebound controlled by Pratt. Pratt back to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Out on the right wing to Huffman. Huffman into the free throw line. Nobody picked her up. Bounce pass underneath to Huesler. Huesler shot partially blocked, and then she grabs it back. And a traveling violation against the Lady Hounds. 8 turnovers against Aurora. Hallie Long, Maddie Stokes get a breather here with 1:48 left to go in the third. Mackenzie Duratsit checks back in and into the game for the first time for the Lady Wildcats. Audra Brooks, a 5'9" sophomore. Candace Wallace has her pocket picked by Larissa Pyle-Moore, but then Moore slips and falls, and Wallace picks it back up. And then we have a whistle and a foul. And it will be against Megan Pratt. Pratt, her first personal. And the second team foul against the Lady Hounds. 16 foul against the Lady Hounds. Cassville with only 1 personal foul against them so far here in the second half. Callahan drives all the way down to the right block, stopped by Huesler. Gives it back out front to Candace Wallace. Left side of the key to Parsons. Out beyond the lane on the left side to Brooks. Between the circles to Callahan. Lady Wildcats working the ball around the perimeter. Brooks to Duratsit. Inside the lane to Callahan. Pull up 12-footer. Bounces and goes in. Devin Callahan, 4 points. And the lead is down to 11 with a minute left to go here in the third quarter. Bounce pass goes through the baseline. Pratt, long range 3, rims out, and the rebound down to Wallace. Candace Wallace gives it ahead to Devin Callahan. Callahan across the timeline. We're down to 45 seconds left to go third quarter. 39-28, Lady Hounds with the lead. Wallace open from 18, from the right elbow. It goes halfway in and comes back out, and the rebound controlled by Fisher. It's been a tough shooting night for the Lady Wildcats, that is to say the least, and now a pushing foul as Kaylee Huffman brings it up the far side, and it goes against Mackenzie Duratsit. Her first personal, and the second team foul against the Lady Wildcats here in the second half. Lady Hound basketball from underneath with 36.6 seconds remaining here in the third. Lob comes out front to Larissa Pyle-Moore, quickly puts the ball on the floor, runs down the right side of the lane, misses the jumper, and the rebound pinballs around underneath. Pratt keeps it alive, goes to Huffman, shot up in traffic, and it goes in. Hustling play by the Lady Hounds, and Kaylee Huffman now has 7 points. 25 seconds left to go here in the third, and Coach Shore is wondering how in the world, as he is talking to his players right now, that the Lady Hounds were able to get that rebound. We've got a timeout, stops the clock with 25.4 seconds remaining. Third quarter, Lady Hounds lead at 41-28. Who called that timeout? Aurora. Thank you, sir. Cameraman Todd Speakman always on the ball over here. He can't nod off anymore. He's got to keep score on Web TV. Making him pull extra duty now with the scoreboard and running the camera. We appreciate his help here tonight. But Lady Hounds use a 30-second timeout. They've got the 41-28 advantage. Lady Hounds trying to keep only one conference loss on their record. They're 5-1 in the Big 8 coming in. That only conference loss coming to Carl Junction. Lady Bulldogs still unbeaten in the Big 8, the last I knew. Carl Junction still with a couple of Big 8 games remaining. So it looks like the Big 8 Conference title on the girls' side may go right down to the wire. The Lady Hounds with only one Big 8 game remaining after tonight, and that's that's this Friday against Lamar. Got a foul against the Lady Hounds. Kaylee Huffman whistled for her first, and that's the 7th team foul against Aurora, and we are going into the bonus. Did not see the 1-and-1 in the first half of play. But team foul number 7 against Aurora will put Macy Parsons at the free throw line for the 1-and-1. And the shot is up and in. Parsons now with 5 points. Lady Wildcats 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. 19 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Parsons earns the bonus. The second one on the way is also good. So 6 points for Macy Parsons. And the lead is back down to 11. Lady Wildcats get a stop. They can try to cut the lead under double digits. But only 10 seconds remain here in the third. Larissa Pyle-Moore pulls the trigger from 22 feet away. No good. Rebound down to Brooks. Audra Brooks gives it off to Candace Wallace. Clock down to 3 seconds. To Callahan to 2 seconds. To 1 second. Shot at the buzzer is good! Devin Callahan hits a 3 at the buzzer to end the third quarter, and the lead is suddenly down to what? Now they're going to have a word as to whether it was a 2 or a 3. They're going to discuss this. The officials are talking about it as to whether it was a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. Aurora's saying her foot was on the line. The officials are getting together to confer. Right now they've got 32 points up on the board for the Lady Wildcats, so we'll see what they want to do, and they do say it was a 2-pointer. Her left foot was on the line, so they give her credit for 2 at the buzzer. She has 6 points, and it's 41-32. The Lady Wildcats do get the lead back to single digits as we head to the final 8 minutes of play. Back with that fourth quarter right after this.
So with understanding your home's thermostat save you money, constantly adjusting the thermostat is hard on your furnace and air conditioner. Not all that effective. Consider programmable thermostat. Proper use of programmable thermostat could cut your costs 20%. One key to saving money on your electric bill is to avoid paying for energy that is wasted when you're not at home. It's less energy to quickly warm or cool your home and to maintain the temperature all day long. Visit the website berryelectric.com for more energy-saving tips for your home. This message is brought to you by Berry Electric of Cassville, locally owned and invested in the needs of its members.
Sammy Clapper back with you as we start the fourth quarter. Final 8 minutes up on the clock. The Aurora Lady Hounds lead the Cassville Lady Wildcats 41-32. Cassville outscoring Aurora 17-10 there in the third quarter to get the lead back to single digits. And the Lady Wildcats will have possession of the basketball to start the final quarter here from Cassville High School. Inbound pass comes to Candace Wallace. Maddie Stokes leading the way for Cassville with 13. Larissa Pyle-Moore leads all scorers with 20. And we've got a foul on the floor. And this has Coach Moore a bit upset. A holding foul called against the Lady Hounds will send Candace Wallace to the free throw line. Foul called against Larissa Pyle-Moore, her first personal. 8th team foul against the Lady Hounds. Wallace free throw, up and in. Candace Wallace with 6 points. Coach Moore pointing out that his team has been whistled for 8. Cassville only 2 personal fouls here in the second half. Next one by Wallace is also good. She has 7 points. And the lead is down to 7. This has been as close as the Lady Wildcats have been for a while. 7:40 left to play in the ball game. 41-34. Lady Hounds with possession. Larissa Pyle-Moore out on the right wing to Montgomery. Montgomery back up top to Vaught. Ball goes through Ashley Vaught's hands, but she runs it down before Ashlyn Howe can pick it up. Larissa Pyle-Moore out to Vaught in the lane. Nice pass. Goes from Fisher to Montgomery, and the shot blocked. Lady Hounds keep it alive. Larissa Pyle-Moore with the runner. Can't get it to fall off the front iron. The rebound controlled by Cassville. Ahead to Ashlyn Howe, 18-footer, air ball. Maddie Stokes gathers it up underneath. Goes to Candace Wallace at the free throw line. Now to Callahan. Callahan back out front to Candace Wallace. The Lady Wildcats reset. Ashlyn Howe off on the left side of the key to Wallace. Now to Devin Callahan. Drives into the lane. Pull up 10-footer. Too strong. The rebound slides off the backside to Ashley Vaught. Vaught lobs it ahead. Now to Usler. Misses the wide open layup. And Fisher trying to keep it alive. Bounces it off the leg of Hallie Long. And it'll be Lady Hound basketball. Good job by Hayden Fisher. Had the wherewithal to keep it with possession for the Lady Hounds as she bounced it off the leg of one of the Cassville players. And Coach Moore calling a timeout and talking with one of his players and now with one of the officials. A full timeout charge to the Lady Hounds. 6:50 left to go in the fourth. 41-34. Lady Hounds lead it over the Lady Wildcats. We'll take a break. You're listening to Big A Basketball here on the Talon Network.
This live broadcast of high school sports, Talon Sports Network, is brought to you in part by these Esther Club members. Barron County Health flu shots are now available at the Barron County Health Department in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Cassville office 417-847-2114 or the Monette office 7-354-8402 for information. Freedom Bank of Southern with locations in Cassville, Sligman, Willow, Knott, and Golden to serve you. Online at freedombk.com for FDIC Equal Housing Lender. And Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area school athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette, making great food and making a difference.
Coming out of the timeout, it will be Lady Hound basketball. Aurora leads it over Cassville, 41-34, with 6:50 left to go here in the ball game. Each team has used a full timeout and a 30-second timeout here tonight, so each team still has 2 full timeouts and a 30-second timeout remaining. Morgan Montgomery lobs it in play out front to Ashley Vaught. Quickly goes back to Montgomery on the left wing. Cassville stays in that matchup zone defense that they play so well. They give it out front now to Larissa Pyle-Moore. She'll try a three-pointer. Too strong off the back iron, and another rebound by the Lady Wildcats. Cassville's been doing a much better job on the glass, especially on the defensive end here in the second half, and that has allowed the Lady Wildcats to battle back into this game. Ball knocked free on the near side, last touch by Aurora, so the Lady Wildcats will move around to the sideline. And Cassville to inbound it from there. Hallie Long works it in play to Ashlyn Howe. Howe has her ball knocked away by Larissa Pyle-Moore, but it goes right over to Devin Callahan. Callahan dribbles back between the circles, right side of the key now to Wallace. Candace Wallace shadowed by Ashley Vaught. Into the free throw line, left wing to Howe, down low to Maddie Stokes. She's been held silent for a while. Pull-up jumper is good by Hallie Long from just inside the free throw line. Hallie Long with her third and fourth points of the night. And the Lady Wildcats have got the lead down to 5. It's 41-36. Lady Hounds with the lead and possession. Larissa Pyle-Moore tries another three, and it rolls all the way around and goes in. Larissa Pyle-Moore stops the bleeding for the Lady Hounds with her 7th three of the night. She leads all scorers with 23 points. Lady Wildcats was on a nice little run there. They got the lead down to 5 with a little less than 6 minutes to go. We got a tie up on the floor, and the Lady Hounds with possession of the basketball. So Aurora inbounds to Morgan Montgomery. 44-36. And now the Lady Hounds want Cassville to come out of that matchup zone defense. And they quickly do. They can't afford to give up too much time here. So they jump out in the half-court man-to-man. Huffman goes across the lane to Katie Juracek. Juracek back up top to Larissa Pyle-Moore. She puts the ball on the floor and is fouled. Holding foul called against Hallie Long. That's her second personal. Lady Wildcats have a lot of fouls to give, as that is only their third team foul here in the second half. Sometimes that comes back to haunt you when you need to foul, put teams on the free throw line. But there's still 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. 44-36, Lady Hounds on top. And Aurora with possession. Kaylee Huffman bounces it off to Juracek. Juracek hands it back to, or tries to hand it back to Larissa Pyle-Moore. The ball knocked free by Candace Wallace, and it goes out of play off of who? They say Lady Wildcat basketball. So turnover number 10 against the Lady Hounds. And Hallie Long to inbound from the scorer's table. Under 5 minutes to go now here in the fourth quarter. Long fires a pass. Left-hand corner. Picked up by Howe. Now inside to Maddie Stokes. Bank shot up and in. Maddie Stokes hadn't scored here in the fourth quarter, but that lay-in gives her 15 points. And the Lady Wildcats back to within 6. Larissa Pyle-Moore. Right sideline to Morgan Montgomery. Drives against Callahan. Goes back to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Cassville stays in the half-court man-to-man. Juracek drives into the lane. Bounces it out now to Hayden Fisher. Back up top to Kaylee Huffman. Right wing to Montgomery. Montgomery into the free throw line. Goes through the paint to Juracek. Back out front to Larissa Pyle-Moore, and they reset. Lady Hounds trying to work some time off the clock. They lead it by 6, and we're down to 4:10 left to go in the ball game. If they get an open shot opportunity, they'll take it, but their ball movement definitely not entirely set up to look for shots as they're trying to waste a little time here. And Coach Moore up off the bench calls a timeout. And it's going to be a full timeout charge to the Lady Hounds. That'll give us a chance to hear from our sponsors once again. 44-38, 4 minutes left to play. Lady Hounds lead over Cassville. You're listening to Big A Basketball here on the Talon Network.
Cassville residents, why wait until Thursday to read what's going on in the community? Get award-winning journalists delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday, $28.75 per year. And follow breaking news as it happens at Cassville-Democrat.com. Subscribe today by calling 7-847-610 or 847-7296 or emailing Darlene at Cassville-Democrat.com.
Since its inception, Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri has continued to excellence in service with an experienced, minded staff that knows their business and desires to help their customers and the community with a variety of quality banking services, focusing on the community and the people that at Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. Go Seligman and Woodard, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
For your future,
Lady Hound basketball coming out of the timeout. They lead it 44-38 with 4 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the ball game. Cassville got it down to a 5-point game with a little less than 6 minutes to go. Lady Hounds pushed it back up to 9 points. But right now it stands at a 6-point lead for the Lady Hounds. Cassville staying in the half-court man-to-man. Inbound pass comes to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Out on the right wing to Morgan Montgomery. Goes around her defender, hands it off to Fisher. Back to Montgomery. Out front to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Well beyond the three-point line on the right side. Takes a dribble in front of the Lady Hound bench. Goes to Montgomery across the top of the key to Katie Juracek. Juracek back to Kaylee Huffman. Now to Morgan Montgomery. Again, the Lady Hounds will most definitely not turn out a wide-open shot opportunity, but they're not looking to shoot the ball right now. They're looking to run a little clock. Montgomery on the right side to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Back to Montgomery. Skip pass goes to Juracek. Toes the three-point line, now to Larissa Pyle-Moore. Shadowed by Mackenzie DeRosset. Montgomery picked up quickly by Callahan. We're down to 3 minutes. The Lady Hounds have successfully got a minute off the clock. Lob down low to Katie Juracek. On the three-point line to Huffman. Three ball no good. Rebound down to Montgomery. Big offensive rebound for the Lady Hounds, and they'll be able to run some more time. 6-point advantage for Aurora. Katie Juracek collides with Candace Wallace. No whistle. They're letting them play right now. Bounce pass back door to Fisher. Layup up and in. Hayden Fisher got free and gets her first points of the night. And that gives Aurora an 8-point lead. So a 3-possession game now for the Lady Hounds. And we're down to 2.5 left to go. Mackenzie DeRosset off on the right wing to Candace Wallace. Top of the circle to Callahan. Devin Callahan looks in lane. Mackenzie DeRosset with the flash and the shot up and in. Cut through the middle of the lane. DeRosset gets her first points of the night. And Coach Chris Shore calls a timeout. The lead back to 6. A full timeout charge to the Lady Wildcats. We'll step aside once again. 2:18 left to play. Lady Hounds lead it over Cassville 46-40.
Cassville is the place to go for convenience and service.
area for nearly 30 years. Everything from fuel to snacks to ice-cold drinks, tasting sandwiches from the deli, Fast Trip has competitive prices. And now if you're forgot to pay a bill, ask the staff about the site kiosk. Many bills can be taken care of quickly and easily. They also have an ATM right inside the front door. Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Fast Trip 10417 in Cassville. This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talent Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Community National Bank, your community bank, with 2 locations to serve Way 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and South in Aurora. Member FDIC. Bayou Restaurant. When your belly is raging for something, head over to the Bayou on Highway 60 in Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Services. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest Missouri area since 1983, helping their clients in long-term financial success. Call 412-235-7900 or online at bellandassociates.net. Your State Farm Insurance agent in Mount Vernon, Phil Davison. For life, auto. Call Phil Davison, State Farm Insurance at 466-765.
2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Aurora leads at 46-40 over the Cassville Lady Wildcats. And Lady Hound basketball coming out of the timeout. Larissa Pyle-Moore walks it across the timeline, bounces it off to Hayden Fisher. Fisher gives it back to Larissa Pyle-Moore, trying to shake Hallie Long. Finally gets away from her, drives down the right side of the lane, shot up and in, and it will count, and she will go to the line. An early whistle, and I thought they may wave off the bucket, but no, they give her the basket, and she will go to the free throw line trying to complete the three-point play. Foul against Hallie Long is her 3rd personal. And Larissa Pyle-Moore, leading all scorers with 25, will look for number 26, and she gets it. Knocks down the free throw. And just like that, it's back to a 3-possession, 9-point lead for the Lady Hounds. Less than 2 minutes to go, 49-40. Aurora on top. Cassville working the ball around the perimeter. Candace Wallace between the circles to Long. Off on the left side to Callahan. Three-pointer comes up short, and the rebound down to Usler. Lady Wildcats are forced to put up some three-point attempts right now, and the Lady Hounds are going to try to run some clock once again and escape Cassville with a victory. Pushing foul called by Callahan, her 2nd personal. And that will be team foul number 5 against the Lady Wildcats. Still a couple of more whistles to go before Cassville puts Aurora into the 1-and-1, and time is starting to get short. Only 95 seconds remaining. Macy Parsons comes out. Macy Parsons comes in. Maddie Stokes goes out. Get my directions straight. Macy Parsons probably going to come in with a chance to foul if she can, since she does not have any personal fouls so far tonight. Devin Callahan bumps into Megan Pratt, picks up her 3rd. That will be the team's 6th. So one more whistle, and then Aurora will be put into the 1-and-1. Then the Lady Hounds will have to make some free throws. Neither team has shot a lot of free throws tonight. Cassville only 7, Aurora 3. Aurora with a 49-40 lead, and not the player you probably want to foul, but Larissa Pyle-Moore got the pass, and she will attempt the first 1-and-1 of the night for Aurora. Ashlyn Howe picking up her 1st personal, and Larissa Pyle-Moore will step to the line. 5'7" juniors got 26 points tonight, including 7 3-pointers. She just made her first free throw attempt of the ball game a few moments ago. And she will step up to the stripe for a 1-and-1 with a minute 24 left to play, and the Lady Hounds leading by 9. Larissa Pyle-Moore trying to make it a double-digit lead again for the Lady Hounds. Takes her time, free throw, good. 27 points now for Larissa Pyle-Moore. And the Lady Hounds 3 of 4 from the stripe, and the lead goes to 10. Next one up is also good. 28 points now for Larissa Pyle-Moore. And Morgan Montgomery comes back into the game for Aurora. 51-40 with a minute 24 left, and the Lady Hounds with pressure in the backcourt. And official blew his whistle for a moment. Now he's ready to go, making sure all the substitutions were into the ball game. Inbound pass comes to Callahan. Lady Hounds not looking to steal right now that much. They will if they get the opportunity, and they just do because the dribble comes free from Howe, and Usler picks it up. More than anything, they're just trying to force Cassville to burn some time bringing the ball down the floor. But the Lady Hounds up by 11, and we're down to 65 seconds left in the game. And now we got a foul way out front called against Hallie Long, and Coach Shore wants to know what in the world did she do. They say she pushed. That was more just a hand check than anything else. And Hallie Long picks up her fourth. And it will put Larissa Pyle Moore at the line once again. Both teams have been very physical down low, but out front, touch fouls are being called quite regularly here this evening. The free throw no good, and the rebound goes out of play off of the Lady Hounds. So it'll be Cassville basketball. Katie Juracek checks back in for the Lady Hounds. She'll replace Megan Pratt. Again, pressure in the backcourt by Aurora. Hallie Long gets it in play to Howe. Now back to Hallie Long. And we're under a minute to go. 51-40, Lady Hounds on top. Hallie Long out on the left wing to Devin Callahan. Callahan gets her defender to fall down, and the shot up and in. Count it, and she'll go to the line. What a crossover by Devin Callahan. Completely faked out Katie Juracek. She fell to the floor. And then as Callahan drove into the lane, got the shot attempt up, she was fouled on the play. And she will go to the free throw line for a chance to complete a three-point swing. Callahan now with 8 points. Looking for number 9 from the stripe. The foul called against Hayden Fisher, her second. Free throw is up and in. Callahan with 9 points. And suddenly the lead is trimmed down to 8. Larissa Pyle Moore, though, with the fast dribble down the near side, races across the timeline, and now she will go into the keep-away mode, trying to get away from Hallie Long. Hallie Long has 4 personals, can't pick up her 5th, but she does. She had to reach in, and Hallie Long is just fouled out of the ballgame. She fouls out with 33 seconds remaining. She finishes the night with 4 points, and Larissa Pyle Moore will step back to the line. Kaylee Huffman checks into the Lady Hound lineup. She'll replace Cheyenne Utzler. They've got only 4 for Hallie Long, but unless there was a miscommunication on one of the official signals, I've got her for 5. Either way, she's in the game, and Larissa Pyle Moore's free throw up and in. So Larissa Pyle Moore now with 29 points. And the Lady Hounds 6 of 8 from the free throw line here tonight. Each team with 9 team fouls, and the next one by Larissa Pyle Moore is good. 30 points for the 5'7" senior. 53-43. The lead is back to 10 for Aurora with 33 seconds remaining. Hayden Fisher checks out. Megan Pratt comes in for the Lady Hounds. Hallie Long's inbound pass goes to Ashlyn Howe. Back to Long. Quickly brings it across the timeline. Bounce pass right side to Callahan. Into the corner to Kansas Wallace. Back on the perimeter to Callahan. Callahan into the free throw line. Pull up 15-footer. Bounces off the left side of the rim. Rebound down to Tarasset, and she is fouled. It will give the chance for the Lady Wildcats to cut into the lead. And I correct myself. That was Hallie Long. Correction, Hallie Long with the offensive rebound. And she will be at the line. Foul was called against Katie Juracek, her 4th personal. 10th team foul, so 2 free throws for Hallie Long. And the shot is up and in. 5 points for Long. Cassville continues to knock down their free throws. (53-44), Lady Hounds with the lead. 20 seconds remaining. Next free throw attempt by Long. Coming your way shortly. Long averages 6 points a game, and the free throw up and no good off the left side of the iron. The rebound down to Juracek. That's the first free throw missed tonight by the Lady Wildcats. Down to 10 seconds left to play. Larissa Pyle Moore with the dribble. And the Lady Wildcats are not going to foul. The Lady Hounds come to Cassville, and they are going to escape with a victory and improve to 6-1 in the Big 8. Lady Hounds see the final seconds tick away, and Aurora wins it 53-44. Lady Wildcats made a nice comeback in the second half. Got it down to 5 points at one time, but the Lady Hounds secure the victory. A couple of big 3-pointers and then free throws down the stretch, and Aurora wins it 53-44. Lady Hounds improved to 14-6, 6-1 in the Big 8. Lady Wildcats fall to 12-11, and they are now 1-5 in the conference. We'll step aside, let you hear from our sponsors, and be back with the postgame show right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
It seems with giant faceless holdings taking control of most banking, have a local bank that's truly the hometown for hometown people, with all its and strength of large holding companies, yet enough to understand your banking needs. The pot's always on at First State Bank. You know you're always welcome at any of their local 30, Monette, Pierce City, Bill. First State Bank, the home bank for hometown people. Member IC.
Hi, this is Dora Garcia. I'm a teller at First State Bank of Purdy in Cap. We invite you to come by and get to know First State Bank of Purdy.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop Automotive at Highways 39 and 60 in Missouri. They've got what you're looking for and a variety of and colors to choose from. If it's fuel, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's trucks, they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierras, and Colorados. What about SUV? Covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, Traverse, and Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, maybe Buick and Cadillac. And if you want to rev things a bit, see the Camaros or Corvettes. Made in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 39 and 60, or visit them online at maysauto.com.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for Home Sweet Home. We're for condos, for single wides and studios. We're for ranch boats, 2 stories or 20. Red Hoover, white squirrels, black walnuts, what your back door, we're for that. We're for the sun rise over the Mississippi and set, sir. We're for kicking off your heels and hanging up your hat in the boot. And we have a home in Missouri. We have a policy.
Hi, I'm Chad Young from Missouri Farm Bureau. If you're in Berry or Lawrence County, I'll be covered.
Legal issues concerning your family are understandably emotionally charged. Legal counsel concerning divorce, adoption, child custody and visitation, support, name changes, property division, or any issue relating to the family. Contact the law offices of J. Michael Ream. If you don't know what to do, they will go to work for you. Call them at 417-846-1339. That's 877-1339. The law office of J. Michael Ream. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Security Bank of Southwest Missouri, your home-owned independent bank with 3 locations to serve you better in Cassville, Exeter, and Wheaton. Security Bank now offers mobile available on the App Store or by the Android app on Google Play. For more information on banking, call 417-847-794 or visit them online at www.sbswm.com. And don't forget, Security Bank has an insurance agency located right across the Cassville location. Stop by to visit Security Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. Security Bank of Southwest Missouri, member SBC.
Everyone has a story. Nora was born at 20 weeks, 6 days gestation.
Reached the point where I was actually looking forward to surgery. My pain was gone immediately.
Coxelle, we feel blessed to be part of these stories.
Coxelle saved my life.
It was the best day of my life. Don't miss this month's feature and learn about risk for heart disease.
I really did not think that he was having a heart attack.
Story and more at Coxelle.
Back with you here at Cassville High School. The Aurora Lady Hounds defeat the Cassville Lady Wildcats 53-44. Lady Hounds led 16-8 at the end of the first quarter. They led 31-15 at halftime. Cassville outscored Aurora 17-10 in the third to make it 41-32 heading into the final 8 minutes, but then both teams scored 12 points. The Lady Hounds making their free throws down the stretch, came up with a big three-pointer from Larissa Pyle-Moore when the Lady Wildcats were closing down the gap as well, and they win at 53-44 here tonight. Lady Hounds pick up their 14th win of the year. They're 14-6, and they improved to 6-1 in the Big 8 with one Big 8 game remaining, and that is coming up later this week when they travel to Lamar to take on the Lady Tigers. Cassville falls to 12-11 overall, and they are now 1-5 in the Big 8. The Lady Wildcats still with 2 Big 8 games remaining. This week later this week against Seneca, and then next Monday at Monette against the Lady Cubs. The Aurora Lady Hounds have Lamar this Friday, and then they close out the regular season next week with 2 games, Monday against Springfield Hillcrest at home, and then on the road at Webb City next Thursday. Looking at the final scoring tonight for the Lady Hounds, they were led by Larissa Pyle-Moore. The 5'7" junior hit 7 3-pointers tonight and finishes with a game-high 30 points. Kaylee Huffman hit a 3 and finishes with 7. Katie Juracek had 4 points. Morgan Montgomery hit a 3 and finishes with 4 points. Hayden Fisher had 2 points, and Cheyenne Utzler with 6 points. Cassville Lady Wildcats, led by Maddie Stokes, the 6'3" sophomore, had 15 points. Devin Callahan had 9. Candace Wallace hit a 3 and finishes with 7. Macy Parsons with 6. Hallie Long with 5, and Mackenzie DeRossa with 2 points. Lady Wildcats 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Lady Hounds went 7 of 9. Cassville turned it over 11 times unofficially. Aurora 10, and the Lady Hounds out-rebounded the Lady Wildcats 27-23, but the Lady Wildcats out-rebounding Aurora in the second half. The Lady Hounds out-rebounding Cassville to get that advantage in the first half. Lady Hounds win at 53-44. We'll take a quick break and be back to visit with head coach of the Cassville Lady Wildcats, Chris Shore, right after this.
So don't be alarmed. Take your record at Ken's Collision Center. He and his experience crew are ICAR, AFC Collision Repair Specialists. Save lifetime guarantee, experience, hassle-free frame straightening, computerized alignments, collision repair, working with all insurance. That's why Ken's Collision Center is the finest collision repair facility. 7 West End in Cassville. Phone 1-800-1593. Move along. See here. Move along. Move along. Home Supply.
Hi, Roger here from We're a big store with a lot of stuff. And race, there's always something new to talk about. For instance, the Walt and Makita power tools, and pliers and screwdrivers. We also have clothing at Race Brothers. In addition to Wrangler, Hart and Key, we have Cruel Girl, Cinch, Rock Mountain, Justin, Double H, and Montana Smith belt buckles, jewelry, and figurines. Shop, we have air compressors, pressure washers, power generators, and welders. Come on out to Race Brothers, Springfield, Carthage, and Monette. You'll like this. Tell a friend.
Race Brothers, Farm and Home Supply. Western Way.
When you have things to buy, sell, or trade, look no further than the very advertiser and reach over 13,000 homes and businesses with your ad. It's easy and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 5 p.m. on Monday, and your ad deadline is noon each Tuesday. You can place your ad online at bcaonline.com. Stop in at 904 West Street in Cassville or call 417-847-4575. The Berry County Advertiser, covering Berry County to serve customer advertising needs for nearly half a century.
Homes to stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer, but we don't like high utilities. Reducing the amount of air leaks that are in the home is a cost-effective way to lower your utility bills. Start by finding the leaks with the proper material and technique. Visit the website BerryElectric.com for energy tips for your home. This message is brought to you by the fully owned Berry Electric Cooperative, striving to meet energy needs and improve the quality of life for members. This live broadcast of high school sports network is brought to you in part by these club members. Berry County Health flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Cassville office 417-847-2114 or the Monette office 7354-8402 information. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri with locations in Cassville, Sligman, Willow, Todd, and Golden to serve you. Online at freedombk.com. FDIC Equal Housing Lender. And Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette. Great food and making a difference.
It has been providing complete, factual news of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of Berry County by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively editor, complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of Cassville believes that people of Berry County need to know what's happening in their community. So Democrat, call 417-877-2640 to subscribe.
Back at Cassville, the Lady Hounds from Aurora defeat the Cassville Lady Wildcats here tonight by a score of 53-44, joined by the head coach of the Lady Wildcats, Coach Chris Shore. Coach, we appreciate your time here in the postgame. Boy, a tough one here tonight. The Lady Wildcats fell behind early, came battling back in the second half, but some great outside shooting tonight by the Lady Hounds propelled them onto the win. They hit 9 3-pointers tonight, and they pick up the victory.
They shot it well. In particular, Paul Moore shot the lights out tonight.
And that is a big plus for them to be able to have that perimeter shooting, because we talked about before the game they lose their All-Stater, Emily Parker. She's gone for the rest of the season. And for someone to pick up the slack where she was able to provide the force inside, and they kind of turned into an outside game now. But even when you start to think that, Cheyenne Utzler comes up with a couple of big baskets down low, but they were still doing a great job crashing the boards, especially in the first half. 18 rebounds for the Lady Hounds there in the first half of play.
Yeah, that was the thing. We spotted them too much of a lead early, and I really was proud of our kids for coming out in the second half and not giving up. I mean, we made it a game. We just can't spot a team that many points, and we were taken back by the speed. They forced us to play a little bit too fast, and we took some bad shots. We didn't have any offensive rebounds till late in the second quarter. I mean, it was one and done, and when you're taking bad shots and you're not getting any second shots, that's a bad combination. But we were able to run our offense a little bit better in the second half. We were able to get the ball into Maddie and have some success. And we did a better job of hitting the offensive boards. I was pleased with a lot of things there in the second half, but the first half we just got ourselves too far behind.
Yeah, the Lady Hounds had a couple of 7-0 runs there in the first half to build the lead up to double digits, and then some of the points that you just brought up, and then some dreadful shooting luck for the Lady Wildcats there in the first two quarters as well. Shots, that's one stat that might need to start keeping, is how many shots roll all the way around the rim and then fall off. The Lady Wildcats had so many opportunities where they got good shots, and they just would not go through the rim.
And that's what I told the kids. I said, we're getting some good looks. We just got to keep trying. And in the second half we didn't necessarily, but overall we shot a higher percentage than they did on the game. And one thing that we've really been looking at here lately is shots attempted, because our opponents have been taking more shots than we have. And tonight, they attempted 12 more shots on the game. We shoot 40% on the game. They shoot 35, but, they hit 9 threes to our 1, and, we go to the free throw line more. We're 9 for 10 from the free throw line. So, it hurts us when we allow our opponent to attempt more shots, and usually that's either offensive rebounds or turnovers, and it was a little bit of a combination. Turnovers, I mean, we had 3 more turnovers than they did, and 13 I can live with. But they really hurt us on the offensive boards. They have 12 offensive rebounds to our 5 offensive rebounds, and that's a big difference.
They got things going, the Lady Wildcats, that is, in the second half, and Cassville going on a little 5-0 run of their own there in the third quarter, and you outscore them in the third quarter by 7, and you end up outscoring the Lady Hounds in the second half. And a big part of that was kind of the inside-outside game really started working well. You were getting the ball inside to Maddie Stokes. Macy Parsons and Devin Callahan were hitting some outside shots, and that forced the Lady Hounds to kind of open up that lane a little bit. And then your kids were really doing a nice job getting the ball inside to Maddie. She was drawing a lot of double teams in the first half of play, but then she was going up against a lot of one-on-ones against Utzler in the second half, and she got about a 6th or 7th inch height advantage there, and she was using it well.
Well, we've been trying to get her to use her post moves, and tonight, really, all she had to do was turn and face the basket. She had pretty good position. They're allowing her to catch. Their philosophy was, we're going to play behind, try to push her out. We're going to let her catch and force her to make a post move, and that was smart. And I'm glad they did it, because that's something that Maddie needs to work on, and I was proud of her in the second half, especially in the second half of getting that position, and she made some tough shots too. That's what we've got to work on, and mainly it's a confidence thing. She can do it. She just doesn't always show the confidence to do it.
Candace Wallace comes off the bench for you and scores 7 points again tonight, and that's what you look for when you bring those subs in to keep things rolling a little bit, and your bench play contributed tonight.
Her and Ashlyn in particular are doing a good job off the bench. Ashlyn is a sophomore, probably could have started in stretches this season, but we're keeping the pressure off of her and letting her come in, and she's doing a good job. Kind of tweaked the ankle tonight, but was able to come back and give us some minutes. I know we've said that over the last couple of years, and we're still kind of young. I mean, really, we've got 2 seniors. The rest of them are underclassmen. Ashlyn, who didn't play hardly any varsity time last year. Audra comes in, plays a little bit as a sophomore. So, we've got a lot of young kids that are playing quality minutes for us.
You talked about the Lady Wildcats shooting well from the line tonight, 9 of 10, and made that little run there in the end of the third and the start of the fourth, got it down to 5-point game, but there was still a little less than 6 minutes to go, and Lady Hounds were able to make free throws down the stretch, and that was another thing. Your kids were doing a really nice job playing defense in the second half. You didn't have a lot of team fouls, and then it got to the point where you had to start fouling to put the Lady Hounds on the line.
Well, with when they pulled it out and there was a timeout called, I told them, I said, we need to get a couple, right now. And honestly, we tried, and we didn't get them called. And the real deal there, I don't like having to foul, especially when you're down as many as we were. If it's 1 or 2 or something like that, and it's a little later in the game, that's one thing. But, they had a pretty decent lead, and we struggled to get it out of Pyle Moore's hands. And, their chances are pretty good when she's shooting free throws.
Well, only 2 games remain now in the regular season. It's hard to believe we're to that time of the year again. Another season just flying by. You've got a home game against Seneca later this week, and then next week you're at Monette to close out the regular season. Then district tournament play will be here, but 2 more Big 8 games remaining.
Yeah, and they're going to be battles. Seneca has surprised people all year long. Monette, you can throw records out the window when Monette and Cassville play, and go into their place, it'll be a battle.
District seed meeting, is that coming up later this week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep.
So you'll find out where you're going with the seeds. Of course, the district tournament this year over at Carthage, and again, that tournament's going to have a lot of good teams in it.
It is, and it really looks like the seeds are, going to be pretty cut and dry, I think. Unless something crazy happens, I'd say we will probably play McDonald County. Of course, CJ will probably be the 1 seed. Carthage and Webb, that's the only real question right there. Yes, some good teams. Carthage is much improved. Webb is still good, so it's going to be a tough tournament.
I know it ends up being a loss here tonight, but the way the Lady Wildcats battle back and actually won the second half of this ball game, that's got to give them a little bit of confidence going up against a quality Aurora team into these final 2 games and on into district.
Yeah, it does, but we're kind of beat down a little bit, and I'm hoping we turn around and bounce back. We've lost a few in a row to some good teams. Didn't play well when we hit this stretch, but we have had more bright spots, even though we haven't gotten wins against CJ, who at the time was the number 1 team in the state. We're up 6 at the end of the first quarter. We're down 8 at halftime. Kind of let the game get away from us in the second half, but played pretty well at times. Then played really well against East Newton, and then I felt like for a half played pretty well. And our effort wasn't poor in the first half. It was just bad decision making and letting them force us to go too fast. We were shocked, and it took us a while to kind of adjust to it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time as always here in the post game. Good luck later this week against Seneca, and we'll catch up with you again next week when you take on the Monette Lady Cubs.
All righty, thanks.
Coach Chris Short, head coach of the Lady Wildcats. We'll step aside one more time, be back to wrap it up here from Cassville.
Hey, country guys and gals, this is to tell you all about the all-new Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Cassville. All new owners, managers, staff, the way of doing business. We keep it pretty simple, and just like I tell the youngins, do the right thing every day and every time. The all-new Country Dodge has the cars and trucks everybody wants. Used cars and trucks just $2,900, $12,000 off on new rims. And boy, howdy do we know. We know trucks better than the old telling fish stories. We're having fun now. Hitch up the wagon and get to the all-new Country Dodge Jeep and Ram at the junction of Highway 7 and 76 in Cassville. We're always open online at gocountry.com. Remember, be happy till you buy from at the all-new Country Dodge. This is your country.
Freedom Bank, Freedom Bank, with your dreams. Stability, service, and to meet every aspect of your banking at Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. Get the loans to home improvement loans, from auto to agricultural loans. Freedom Bank is committed and focused to serve you and the cities in which we're located. Freedom Bank, your community progressive bank. Member FDIC, housing lender.
You don't have to sacrifice service or services. You'll find it all at Fast Trip in Cassville. Fast Trip has a great selection of fuel, fountain, grocery items, snacks, Ashby's hand dipped in a variety of flavors, and honey and yogurt. Also, check out the new items on the at one of the largest and freshest delis in the area. Don't sacrifice friendly service and great for convenience. Get them all at Fast Trip, 4 South Main in Cassville.
And back to wrap things up here at Cassville High School. The Lady Hounds win it as they win the JV game, even though it was a shortened JV game. They only played 2 quarters of the junior varsity contest due to the fact that the Lady Hounds have a short roster now with several injuries that took place during the course of the season. And then they win the varsity game as well, so the Lady Hounds complete the sweep here tonight at Cassville. Lady Wildcats back in action this Thursday when they will have their final home game of the regular season hosting Seneca. And then next Monday, they'll be at Monette, and we'll have live coverage of that game right back here on the Talent Network next Monday between the Lady Cubs and the Lady Wildcats. Lady Hounds this Friday, they'll be at Lamar in a boys-girls doubleheader against the Tigers. And then the Lady Hounds will close out the regular season next week. Monday, they'll be at home against Springfield Hillcrest, and next Thursday, they'll be on the road at Webb City. As you heard Coach Shore say, district seed meetings for the Lady Wildcats will be coming up on Wednesday, so we will be reporting on that later in the week. During the morning sports report to talk about the district tournament, which is hard to believe just coming up in less than 2 weeks. And this year's Class 4 district tournament that Cassville will be participating in is over at Carthage High School. Well, that's going to do it here tonight from Cassville. We'd like to thank both coaches, Coach Jim Moore from Aurora and Coach Chris Shore from Cassville, for helping us out with starters and stats tonight. And we always appreciate Coach Shore coming up and visiting with us here in the postgame. And we'll catch up with him again next week. Thanks to my cameraman, Todd Speakman, for operating the camera on CassvilleWebTV.com. Appreciate all the folks here at Cassville for all the hospitality, as always. This is our final broadcast for basketball here from Cassville for the season. We'll be firing up Cassville baseball as we move farther into spring, but that's still a few weeks away. So, again, thanks to all the folks, the athletic director, Doug Martin, Principal Jeff Swadley, and all the staff here at Cassville for the hospitality throughout the basketball season. And as we always say, it'll be back before we know it, as it seems like these seasons just continue to come around quicker and quicker every year. Also, thanks to all of our sponsors for helping support tonight's broadcast, both here on the radio and web TV. We appreciate their help with their support, and without their help, we cannot do what we do. So thanks to all of our sponsors. Stop by and let these folks know that you appreciate their support of our broadcast and Cassville High School athletics. Lady Hounds win the JV game. It was only 2 quarters, but they win it 18-8. And then the final score of the varsity contest, the Aurora Lady Hounds, led by the 30 points and 7 3-pointers of Larissa Pyle Moore. They defeat the Cassville Lady Wildcats. Cassville led by Maddie Stokes, who had 15 points. Lady Hounds over the Lady Wildcats by a score of 53-44. This is Sammy Clapper saying thanks so much for joining us, and good night from Cassville.
You've been area high school basketball here on the Talent Sports, your sports authority for Southwest Missouri. Proudly presenting live play-by-play action of the Wildcats and Lady Wildcats all season long. Tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Berry Advertiser, Berry Electric Cooperative, the Democrat, Country Dodge, Free Bank, Fast Trip, First State Bank, Heavy Dealers of the Ozarks Mays Automotive Group, Yarnell, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, the law office of J. Michael Reen, Battery Outfitters, Security Bank, Cocktail Center Cassville, Collision Center, Race Brothers Farm and Home, and our Sportscaster Club members. by thanking sponsors for their support of our broadcast and Cassville High School athletics. So join us for Cassville Wildcat basketball here on your 40 for Southwest Missouri, the Talent Network.
You're listening to KKBL 95.9 FM, Monette, Cassville.